So 2011's over, 2012 is just starting, it's just a week old, so I thought I'd just go through a list of my top movies of last year, my top 11 of 2011. Now, these are the ones I found most enjoyable that I really like, so if you have a different list, then that's fine, so this is for entertainment purposes only. So, number 11 is Immortals. Released on 11/11/11. At first glance, it was a 300 ripoff made by the same people, but I was pleasantly surprised that after the movie, I didn't feel like that. And it was actually a pretty decent movie. Although it did have the same look as 300, it was still pretty good. It had the Greek mythology vibe, King Hyperion, Theseus, unleashing the Titans, all hell on earth, yada yada yada. And the battles were pretty good. So overall, I enjoyed it a lot. So number 11, Immortals. Number 10 gets a bad rep. A lot of people hate on it, and it is Transformers: Dark of the Moon. I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was better than the second one, Revenge of the Fallen. It had great action sequences. Battle in Chicago, the last scene was pretty badass. Bumblebee, Optimus Prime, all make a return to all be heroes. Sentinel Prime is now the main bad guy as a heel turn, so to speak, in the middle of the movie, and a few deaths to keep it interesting. So Transformers: Dark of the Moon. Number 9 is Super 8. Spirit to the classics of E.T. movies of old. It has the J.J. Abrams twist with, the big monster, not really seeing them, kept that style going. Same with Cloverfield, which I thought this was going to be the sequel to it, but alas, it was just, its own separate movie. Alien escapes from the clutches of military and tries to get back to his home planet. Pretty much is the story. Great kid cast. Overall, a good movie experience, and I enjoyed it a lot. So, Number 9 was Super 8. Number 8 now is Captain America, the final bridge to the Avengers movie coming out this year. It tells the story of Steve Rogers, how he goes from a little punk to doing the super soldier serum and becoming the man, Captain America. So overall, it was a really good movie. Kept the spirit. I like the style of it. How it kept in the World War II era. Keeping with the classic look of Captain America, kind of like modernizing a bit for the movie, and then the jump to the freezing and the future. So the final bridge to Avengers, Captain America. Number 7 was Thor, the other Avenger to make its film debut this past year. I thought this was slightly better than Captain America. It was a great action movie. It had nice set pieces with Asgard, a nice blend with the supernatural, the outer world, it went Earth. I don't know how to say that, but Chris Hemsworth as Thor, Anthony Hopkins as Odin, and even Loki. I forgot the guy whose names played that, but all great. And then the relationship between all of them was solid. And with Jane, with Natalie Portman, and on Earth and the fighting scenes, it was all around a great movie. So as much I can say. Thor, the final piece with this Captain America, leading to the Avengers in 2012 this year, so can't wait. Now, next up, number 6 is Real Steel. Robot Rocky, the sock and bop robot movie, all true tags to this movie, but still, nonetheless, it was a great action movie. It was a great, suspense and thrilling ride of a movie. The relationship between Hugh Jackman and his son, kind of cliche, but it's been done before, but, can't really change that up much, a lot. So, overall, if you take that away and just go with the movie, it was, great action, great special effects with the robots, and just like, I guess, a heartwarming story, and with a dramatic fight at the end. So, Real Steel, number 6. Number 5 now is Fast 5. Fast and Furious movies are up to 5 movies now. A lot of them have been, hit or miss. Too Fast, Too Furious, and Tokyo Drift. But this one, first one, and third one were pretty good. This one is definitely the best in the series. Getting back all the characters, keeping them, and adding The Rock. It's a good blend of action and heist movies, and it was really awesome. So if you haven't checked out, if you're a fan of the series, check this one out. This one's pretty good. So I think they're coming up with Fast Furious 6. I don't know where they're going to go with that, because Letty died, but now she's back, so it's going to be interesting. Eva Mendes' character seems to be back, and then hopefully they get The Rock back, and it's probably going to be, pretty badass movie too. So number 5, Fast 5. Now, number 4, technically I think this movie was made in 2010, but it might have been released in 2011. But I just, added it to this list because, I really wanted to, and that is Stakeland, post-apocalyptic horror movie, not zombies, but it's vampires this time. Basically, if you take Zombieland, have its lighthearted attitude, and, the same post-apocalyptic vibe, and rip that apart and just add, extremely grim, dark, moody, and peril, then you have Stakeland. Pretty much the same, thing. You have the kid with the mentor killing all the vampires, and then as soon as they meet people on their way to New Eden, Canada, to start a better life because they think that no vampires are there. So they finally get to it, and that's where it ends. Hopefully, I don't think there will be a sequel to this. I don't think it needs it, but Stakeland. If anybody like horror movies, I think you'll enjoy this one. Now, top 3 movies. Probably is going to be a lot of these on a lot of people's lists, but they're all good. So, number 3, it's X-Men First Class. This movie brought back the X-Men franchise to relevancy, not just like a bad movie joke. The writers got it down good in this one. The relationship between Magneto and Xavier, first meeting and, becoming best friends was excellent. You had great performances by Beast, Mystique, Kevin Bacon's character, I forgot his name, and Havoc, and all the other guys. All around, it's a great movie. My favorite X-Men movie, much more than the first one now. I'll just put this one, probably in numbered order, so this one, the first X-Men, and then X-Men United. So hopefully they'll come back with the sequel. I heard that the writers from X-Men Last Stand are going to be in the sequel to this, which is horrible. Nothing from Last Stand should be tied to anything in future X-Men movies. I don't know what the hell happened to all these writers. I don't know if they just retired and didn't want to do a second X-Men. But if, let's say, fast forward, X-Men Second Class is crap, at least we have this one still. So X-Men First Class, number 3 on my list. Now, number 2, the end of an era, end of many years, over 10 years, and that's Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. There's not much I could say about this. It's a great movie. The first 2 minutes of this movie set the tone perfectly for what is going to ensue. The battle for Hogwarts was awesome. The final confrontation between Harry and Voldemort. That's it. That's all I could say. It's an awesome movie. If you're a Harry Potter fan, then you'll love it no matter what. If you're not, then it's going to be hard to start on this one. So you got to go watch all the movies. At least, yeah, watch all of them. Because if you miss one, then it's not really, you don't get the full experience. So, number 2, Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows Part 2. Now, number 1, this movie took me by surprise. That's probably why it was number 1. I didn't expect it to be this great and me enjoy it that much, and that is Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Great performance by Andy Serkis. He really did a tremendous job. He gets typecast as gorillas, being King Kong and now Caesar, but great performance. He really brought Caesar to life, so to speak, and then the transformation between Caesar being born with the drug from the parent, the ALZ-112, increasing intelligence throughout the years, and then getting put into the animal shelter, the cage with all the other gorillas, really transformed them into the revolution now leading to the other movies. Now, this was great, memorable scenes, like the one where they're on the little train cart going to the Golden Gate Bridge, and they have Maurice, Buck, and Rocket, and Caesar all standing up, just looking at the great shot. If anybody's seen it, you know that. And then the one where they're on the top of the roof with the spears, leading the whole revolution to getting past the bridge. So overall, awesome movie. If anybody who's seen it, you'll know that you'll love it. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Especially if you have seen the Tim Burton one and didn't really like that one. I think this will change your mind about the whole, Planet of the Apes reboots. Because I think sequels and reboots get a bad rap. Because a lot of them are bad, but if they're really good, then, I have no problem with them. Granted, there are a lot of sequels and reboots and whatnot, a little more than, one should really have, but the really good ones do stand out. So this one is a really good one, and it's my top movie for 2011. So there you go, there you have it. That's my list. 2012, we're going to have A ton of movies: Avengers, Dark Knight Rises. John Carter looks to be pretty decent. I don't know how Underworld's gonna fare, but now we have Man on the Ledge with Sam Worthington. Looks like to be a pretty good thriller. Wrath of the Titans, the Jack and the Beanstalk movies. Anybody seen that trailer? I don't know if Prometheus is coming out this year, but we also have The Hobbit coming out at the end of this year, so that's going to be late Christmas present. So until then, until my next video, so catch you guys.